focus on a really interesting topic today, that is the comparison between the UK Prime Minister and the USA President. But before we dive into this discussion, I'm going to introduce the members of part of this podcast. On this hand, we have Gladys Monty and Judy Mali, and on the other hand, we have Maxine Mosa and Lucy Shikotsi, and Martha Ogada, the host. So, the UK Prime Minister is both the head of the state, when the head of the government is the monarch, while the USA President is both the head of the state and the government. So we're going to have 4 comparisons. We're going to compare the UK Prime Minister and the USA President, and the comparisons are how they are elected. The second comparison is their role in foreign policy and national leadership. The third the comparison is their terms in office, and the fourth comparison is how they can be removed from office. So, members, Lucy Shikotsi, can you take us through the first comparison, that is their role in foreign policy and national leadership?
Okay, thank you, Martha, for this opportunity. Concerning their role in the foreign policy and the national leadership, so I will start with the US President. In the US, we find that the President is the ceremonial head of the state. This means that the President is the one who represents the nation internationally. So, and one of the responsibilities that the US President does is the negotiation of the treaties and the agreement with the foreign government. Although these treaties must be approved by the Senate, but the President is the one who negotiates the treaty process. And another role of the US President is the appointing of the ambassadors and the diplomats. So through this official, the President is able to maintain diplomatic relationship with other countries. So on the other hand of the UK Prime Minister, we find that the UK Prime Minister is unable to perform this task because the monarch is the head of the state, and it's the function of the monarch to fulfill these roles. Thank you.
Thank you, Shikotsi, for that powerful comparison, and I think we all agree with what she has said. So, Gladys Monty, can you take us through this second role or comparison, that is how they are elected?
Okay, thank you for this opportunity, Mother. So I'm going to take you through how the leaders are elected. So you find that the US President is directly elected by the people, whereas the UK President is the leader of the majority party. Alright? Okay, you find that in US the citizens elect the leaders of their choice, and this is through the electoral college system, and this is how it works. First, you find that the political parties nominate the candidates, then the citizen from all the states votes for the leader of their choice. Then from the voting, you find that the leader is elected from the voting, where you find that the candidate with the highest number of votes wins the election. For example, in 2020, Joe Biden won the elections in US since he got the highest number of the votes, alright?
Yeah.
Okay, on the other hand, in UK, you find that it's the opposite, alright? You find that in UK, the leader is not directly, or the president is not directly, the prime minister is not directly elected by the people, alright? You find that the citizens elect the members of their parliament in their local constituencies, and also you find that the leader comes from the majority party it comes from the party with the majority of the member of the parliament in the House of the Commons. You get it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gladys, also for that powerful comparison that is just true. So, Maxine Mosa, can you take us through the third comparison, that is the terms in office?
Thank you for this opportunity. I'll break this down between the comparison between the US President and the UK Prime Minister. So the term in office of the US President is clearly fixed by the US Constitution, and and the US president stays in power for 4 years, that is a term, and the term begins after the inauguration of the office, that is the ceremony of opening the office. And so the president can serve for 2 terms, making a maximum of 8 years in governance. And so at this particular moment, the president cannot be easily removed from the office, although it can be removed. This is through if he dies accidentally, and if he decides to resign, or if the citizens decides to impeach him from the office. And on the other side, about the UK Prime Minister, the Prime Minister, the UK Prime Minister has no fixed term in office. This is because the UK Constitution is a flexible constitution, and so here the Prime Minister can stay in power for long as is supported by the House of Commons, and they can also stay in power for long as they hold the majority of the votes, the majority of the votes in Parliament.
We all agree like what she has said. Yeah, she has actually stated a very important point as far as the comparison is concerned. So Judy Mali, can you take us through the last point, that is how they can be removed from office?
Okay. USA president can be removed from the office through impeachment by the Congress, while the UK Prime Minister can be removed from the office through a vote of no confidence in